Hi everyone, welcome to our LEGO Education Spike Essentials webinar. Hope you enjoy it. Sit back, relax, and you'll see how fun LEGO Essentials Spike is to use. Okay, in way of an introduction, my name is Jo. I've been a teacher for just over 30 years, and now I'm privileged to be your facilitator today and to take you through the Essentials LEGO kit. If you have a look on the screen, you'll see that all the minifigures are unique in many different ways. They learn by doing, and so do the students. Play-based and problem-solving is my passion. Please, at the end of this, if you've got any questions, stay on and we can have a chat, or type your questions in the chat bar. All right, so let's get going. So when we think about LEGO Essentials, we think about what are the students doing within the lesson? They're doing the STEM design process. So they're exploring, they have a challenge, then they're building, they're thinking, they're trying to work out and design how to solve that challenge. And then they're sharing their ideas and expressing how they solve that challenge and hopefully listening to other students so they can get all different ideas about what happened within that problem that LEGO Essentials showed them. So why LEGO Essentials? So students are investigating STEAM concepts and in a playful way. It's really fun. Like, who doesn't like playing with Lego? Everybody's used it before. Lego is familiar, so it's not intimidating to the students. When you bring out Lego, they'll go, oh yeah, cool, we're going to play Lego today. When you put Lego with the coding aspect, it brings on a whole new level of fun for the students. Right, so the students, you can contribute this to your literacy, your maths, your digital technology outcomes, integrate it into everything that you're doing, and you will find that this becomes a really integral part of your classroom lessons. Okay, so it supports students with their social and emotional learning needs as well, because they're connecting to real world situations and real world problems. They're cooperating, they're sequencing, they're debugging problems, and they're working with each other to share their ideas and solve the STEM concepts together, which is absolutely fantastic. You should hear the buzz in the classroom when the students are trying to code, solve a problem, and then watch their build move. It's just a joy. So within the LEGO kit, what do you get? So within the LEGO kit, there is the small hub, which is great. That's what you need and to connect all the motors, and that runs on Bluetooth. Then we have there's a color sensor. So this color sensor detects colors and allows the students, when they're coding, to create reactions to their environments, I suppose. So like if you put a green block in front of the color sensor and it was coded to see the green block, it might be coded so that it stops when it sees the green block, or it moves to the left or the right, or it does something. That's what the color sensor does. The wheels are really good because they're very maneuverable and great for little fingers. Then within the kit you have the motors, which is really important to make things move. There's a color light matrix, which is fun because you can, there's 9 pixels, as you can see in that color light matrix, and it just adds to the fun of the animation of the builds. Also, LEGO have introduced a white canvas, a base plate, so that the students are not distracted by seeing dark base plates. The white base plate is very easy to see, and then they can put their colours on top of it. Great idea. Right, so the bridging pins connect the bricks to the build, and this is also fabulous for little fingers. So they've thought about younger students as well, but I would definitely take this up to grade 5 and 6, especially when we're thinking that they haven't had any real coding or STEM practice for the past 2 years because we've been in so many lockdowns. The minifigures are diverse. They all have different identities and characteristics, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. And of course, there's the bricks. There's over 445 bricks. Don't go, oh, they're all going to get lost, because they don't. The LEGO kit comes so beautifully prepared that there's a little container for each coloured brick. And the students love using that and keeping it nice and neat and clean, particularly if they know that that kit is theirs. So when you get the kits, I suggest once they're all labelled and numbered, that number kit is always those two students' kits. So when they come to use it, they know that kit 45 is theirs. So they really will look after it because it's very special. Okay, so here are the awesome lesson plans, and it's so easy to integrate STEAM into the classroom with English and maths. These lesson plans, here you can see the unit overview. So there are 5 unit overviews, and then within the units, you'll find about 7 to 8 lessons. Each lesson is roughly 45 minutes long. However, I've never just done a 45-minute lesson because the students get so engaged that it just goes on and they build on that, and there's differentiation happening and there's extension happening, and then they decide, oh, hang on, what about if I do this? What about if I do that? So it becomes a whole integrated learning approach. And within that, the lessons are all scaffolded. So if you start at Great Adventures, it scaffolds throughout the unit plans so that the students are building on their skills. Okay, so here are the minifigures. There are 4 minifigures in each kit. Each minifigure has a different personality, and each minifigure has its own bio. They're in PDF form, and I'll show you where that is in a minute. So you can use that for English as well. So you could use it in terms of, here are your minifigures. Every single lesson, the minifigures have to solve a problem. So then you could get into the story writing. You could get into stop motion pro, animation, using the little minifigures. You could do just filming perhaps on Flipgrid. There's a lot you can do using these minifigures as the base for English. All right, so how do we get started? When you get your kit and you open the lid, you'll see this piece of, like a placemat, I call it, on top of the lid. If you go here to this website, type this in, and from there, it will ask you to download the app. Very easy to follow instructions. There is also a video on that website which shows you exactly what you need to do. Very simple to get started. So you open the box and you'll see that there's lots of plastic bags, all colour coded, so you can't go wrong. And there's all separate tray compartments to put all the Lego bricks in. All right, now you assemble the goodies. I always love the students to be involved in this assembling of all the goodies, because that's part of the fun, isn't it? They've got something new, they've got this kit. And so let them open the bags and put in each of the tray compartments, because you'll find that you put coloured stickers around each tray compartment. They can't go wrong. And that's part of the joy of and the excitement of, right, we're going to be using Lego. Step 3, you download the app. Again, if you go to this website here on your placemat, it will tell you exactly how to download the app. You can't go wrong. And the Lego Spike app is compatible with Windows 10, Chrome, Macs, Androids. It doesn't require any administration rights, and it's quite a stable internet. And then the last thing for you to do is playtime. This is the fun part. Now I'm going to take you now into the app that you've just downloaded. Okay, and I'm hoping that you can see that up now on your screen. So, excuse me, when the students start with their app, I suggest that I always make sure that we go to the start and we do these tutorial activities. That's so the students know exactly what each of the hardware components does. It doesn't take that long. I put it on the interactive whiteboard and we go through it together. So that is more of a directed lesson, but you need to do some of that direction before you start, of course. So within this direction, here's the motor, learn how to make the motor run. And so it will show them exactly what they have to do to make the motor run and how to connect it to the hub. All right, very visual, so great for EAL learners, great for differentiating with anybody. All right, so that's how we do that. So please, I really, really stress that you go to start and look at all the hardware. You might even have to revisit that hardware in your next lesson until the students get very comfortable with using it. All right, now these are lesson plans. So like I said to you before, there are 5-unit lesson plans, each scaffolded, and you'll notice that some of them say they're icon blocks, and as they're scaffolded and get a bit harder, it goes into word blocks, it changes, but you can always flip back to icon blocks, which is great again for those students that have difficulty reading the word blocks. So within each unit plan, you have your lessons here. I'm going to show you this classic carousel. This is what the student would see. So I'll show you the student view first, and then we'll go and I'll show you the teacher view and the 5E instructional model. All right, so I put this on my interactive whiteboard again because I know that it's a fun story and that I model the story and then we all have question time about the story before we even begin. Nice clear visuals, very simple, and again, here's the minifigure. Sophie wants to try the carousel. How does she make it work? Now, this is where the students get involved and this is where they do the build. So again, you'll see that it's very well set out, very well illustrated. There's an exact diagrams of where to put things. And if I just whiz up a bit further, here we go. And so there you've made your build. And here's your challenge. How do you create the program that makes the carousel spin? So they have their carousel. I just happen to have one prepared. So here's their carousel, but how do they make it spin without actually touching it? So here we go with the coding. The very first part of this is to connect the hub. Now, like I mentioned to you before, make sure that you have put numbers. There's stickers that come with it, but I just like to write it on with permanent marker. So this is going to connect to hub 25. So we'll connect it, and it's giving the students very clear instructions. We're waiting for the connection. There it is. So let's connect. And we go back to the project. Okay, now we get into the coding. And again, because this is only the 2nd unit plan, it's showing the students what to do. Drag and drop, it's telling you to drag and drop. And mine has frozen. Okay. So I'll take you back to one that I did previously. All right, so I've dragged and dropped those. And you can see that my carousel spins from the coding. If you're not sure what a block does, you can right click on it. And there is my carousel spinning. All right, then you get updates. How can you upgrade the carousel? Change the carousel to improve it. And then you get more icon blocks come up here so that you can add sounds, you can change the timing, you can change the speed. All there, very easy for the students to do and have fun with. Okay, so that is your unit plan for the Amazing Amusement Park. Let's go on now to the teacher resources. And I just clicked up the top here and it's asking me just to put in the code 7110. Anybody can access these, by the way. So we're going now to Education Lego website. So we're not on an app anymore, we're on that website. And now this is where you get all your teacher plans from. So we're going to go back now to the Amazing Amusement Park. And I'm going to look at that carousel that I just showed you what the children did. This here's your lesson plan. The very first thing you'll notice is there's a little video up here. This shows you very simply in about 2 minutes what you are hoping to achieve by the end of the lesson. Then the rest of the model teaching plan goes into the 5E instructional model. So here you have the engaging part of the instruction model, and you will see that it also tells you questions that you can be asking the students. What would you do if you had a chance to change your ride? How could you change it? Introduce the pupils to the main characters in the story and give them their first challenge. Then we go on to explore, explain. Everything's here for you. This is your whole lesson plan. Elaborate. Down here you have tips and tricks. If you're not sure how to use the coding, I'll tell you, the students will show you how to use the coding. They'll pick it up very fast. Then we have differentiation. How can you simplify the lesson and how can you make it a little bit more difficult? Down the bottom, there's always an extension. This extension could either be for English or it could be for maths. Okay, so there's your lesson done. But wait, it gets better. Because over here, you have the key objectives, or as we call them, success criteria is all there for you. It tells you what you will need for the lesson. Your rubric is here. And also here is where you meet the minifigures. When I said to you before there was a PDF with each minifigure's bio on it, this is where that is. And another beautiful part is there are all your Australian curriculum aligned outcomes. There is a worksheet there for the students too, but I always found that the students were too engaged in the building and the talking and the coding. We didn't really use those, but they're really good resources for you to have. All right, so that's the teacher part. So you've got the teacher part and then you've got the app for the students. All right, now just popping back into our presentation again. We've done all the playing. We've had a lot of fun with that. Okay, so now you've had a look at Lego Essentials. The thing is, what are the benefits to the teachers? As a teacher, why would you be using Lego Essentials? Let me tell you why. Because there are comprehensive lesson plans and support, which I have shown you. The support and the professional development in the Lego Education website is absolutely fantastic. You can do a lot of PD yourself, and there's short, sharp bursts that you can do in there as well. There are 35 complete lessons in 5 highly engaging units, as you've seen. 6 to 10 hours of content for each unit. There's more because integrated into your curriculum and it can take weeks. It's all aligned to the Australian curriculum. Each unit has a different STEM emphasis, or it might have 2. It might have a technology and an engineering emphasis. The next one might have a maths and a science emphasis. All the lessons follow the same structure and format. So no matter what lesson plan you do, you will always see the same structure. The students will always see the same structure, the story first, the build, and then the coding. Each lesson is scaffolded, as I said before, which is fantastic for us as teachers. The students have got engaging videos and so have you, so that you know what you're doing for the start of the lesson. There is extension activities provided. And the beautiful thing is everything is at your fingertips, just in the kit, which you can see over here. There's one plastic kit, everything that the students need for those 10 hours of content or more is in each kit. So thank you very much for joining me today. If you've been inspired by the way Lego can be used in STEM, so thank you very much for joining me today. If you've been inspired by the way Lego can be used in STEM, we would love to help you on your journey by giving you a loan kit. If you'd like a loan kit, please click on that QR code or get in touch with me or get in touch with MTA, and we'll have a loan kit sent out to you so that you can see for yourself how much fun it is to use Lego for STEM. thank you very much for listening today, and have a great day and enjoy your STEM journey. Bye.